Okay, so this one's called squat eccentric neural grooving and like a variety of kin stretch mixed with some knee taps. And I think that's all we're going to be doing in that particular exercise. Squat ENG with floor taps. Okay, and then we're going to lift up out of that. So eccentric neural grooving is anything you do at a tempo, really. And tempo work forces you to own every position in a movement, right? That's why we do tempo work, so that we work on weak points in the squat. For example, if someone does a squat and they get here and then they kind of rush the bottom part and they're bottoming out the squat passively and just using the stretch shortening cycle to come back up, then that's how you know that person would benefit from tempo. There's also other reasons to work on tempo, but squatting is such a common movement for us weightlifters. So obviously I'm going to work on it a lot. So with this particular squat, I want you to think about it as if your feet are sort of rooted in the floor, like they're in quicksand. It's the best way I can put it. They're sort of like trapped in a snowboard or something. So that forces you to really use your feet to your advantage. And we're going to do foot stuff on another day, but regardless, think about your feet being rooted into the floor. And imagine that because your feet are rooted into the floor, they can't move and they have the ability to pull yourself deeper, right? So a visual that can also help is imagine you're on a leg press, right? And for some reason your feet are just like hooked into the leg press and you can't take your feet out. Again, like a snowboard. So for some reason, instead of pushing the leg press away, you're pulling the leg press to you. Sounds counterintuitive, but that's what I want you to think about. And imagine the leg press is actually the floor. Let's say that's the floor, and I'm pulling the floor to me, to me, to me. All right? So that visual and that feeling should help you perform this a little bit better. So if you want, you can set up your yoga block. All right, so feet a little bit further than your hips. I like to have a little bit of a turnout. You know how you like to set up your squat. It's whatever works for you specifically. So I like to draw my arms forward like this because I danced. So I like to kind of hold my arms out like this because it looks graceful. So from here, initiate from the hips a little bit back and then a little bit down. And as you come down, your feet are firmly rooted into the floor. Your feet are inside of that snowboard and you're pulling yourself deeper until you feel like you're just above the block. I feel like I'm just above. Now I'm going to sit on the block. Then lift up off the block, stay tall. Don't do this. Lift up off the block, hold here. Lift straight up. Now let's take the block away. I'm starting early without the block. Arms forward, pull yourself deeper, pull yourself slowly down. Pull, pull, pull. Pull on the floor, pull yourself even deeper, drop the hips lower, hold. Lift up out of it. Again, breath in, brace, pull yourself down into the squat. On the final one, we're going to stay in the squat and do knee taps. Narrow the feet a little bit. Slowly lean back to counterbalance as you tap the knees. Then use the abs to balance and slowly come back. Now there's a lot of stuff going on here. You're going to need big toe extension. You're going to need control of the front side of your shins, hip control, counterbalance, a lot of things. Now, if you feel like you just don't have the balance for this, grab your blocks, put them on the outside of your hips, use them for gentle balance. You should feel like the front of your shins are slowly burning, and also the front side of your ankles. From the front, it looks like this. No, I don't want to see, and I don't want to see. That's why we're going to use these to help us. All right, so that's that one, those two things.